So a funny thing happened to me on the way to ConsoleMC. So, it started out like this.
You're the one I call upon.
Well, no, not like that. This day has just been like that, bear with me. And then it was like this.
You're the one I call upon to rise. This isn't the sight I wanted to see. My baby, you got to rise for me.
And then it was like this.
You're the one I call upon to rise. This isn't the sight I wanted to see. My baby, you got to rise for me. This isn't the sight I wanted to see.
Say hi to ConsoleMD. Here's the thing. Here's what happened. I had a bunch of new code going into this stuff. And one of the pieces of code was a thing called SubTight. That's designed to control subsonic bass, like keep it from being too huge and wobbly and crazy. Well, it did that, but it also reached way farther than it was supposed to. And in fact, it affected things all the way up around, like 8K or whatever. It became a giant slant filter. And I mixed the whole thing, not really knowing it was doing that and doing the best that I could with it. And then people started fooling with ConsoleMC and were like, wow, this is great. Wow, this is really loud. Wow, this is really intense. Kind of bright, ain't it? Doesn't it seem kind of bright? And then people started running test tones and things through it. Now, this is not really designed as a test tone machine. If you want perfect test tone behavior, just use a stock DAW. But, it was throwing stuff I didn't plan, that I didn't build into it. And I knew it wasn't the EQs doing it. And what ended up happening was I started running the same kinds of tests that people were doing and going, oh dear. Oh, this is doing stuff that I wasn't bargaining for. This is doing stuff I didn't plan. And I started looking into that SubTight code and learning that it was not my friend. It was doing things a little beyond what I quite anticipated. And I've been compensating for it when I mixed my little demo track. ConsoleMD is the fastest possible rush out of a recovery from what ConsoleMC did, because here's the thing. What that stuff was doing was not unlike maybe what you'd get off of records made off of the old EMI Red consoles or something. Like there was a hotness and intensity. Well, I mean, I can bounce back and you can hear what some of that stuff is like. It's really hot. It's really aggressive. There's a spice, there's an energy to it that I wouldn't want to just take away and say, oh, I fixed it. That's gone now. You can't have it anymore. So C is for crazy. C is for kind of too much. It's critically intense as far as the brightness and aggression and stuff is concerned. For some of you, maybe that's going to be what you want or need. But D is for a little bit more depth. Or you could say D is for done. I finished doing console, and D does this. D is for damn loud bass, apparently. And yeah, I have rushed this out and drank too much espresso and not rested because I wanted to bounce back as quickly as possible with what my intention originally was for it. And as it happens, this ends up coming out without the compensation I intended to have for that like over plush super low frequency stuff. I'm going to have to continue to work on that, but it's not going to be SubTight giving it for me. I'm going to have to come up with something new, and that's not happening right away. In fact, next Sunday, I'm going to, I don't know, chill out. Maybe this counts as the release for the upcoming Sunday, because this scramble really took it out of me, but you can't fault me for response time. And ConsoleMC turned into ConsoleMD. Now you have two of them. And one funny side effect of that is that, well, ConsoleMD, I ended up stripping out not only SubTight, but some of the stuff that I took from Console 0 that was intended to do like aliasing control in the same way that Console 0 did aliasing control. And I was fooling with that and realizing, oh man, this is also throwing a monkey wrench into things with my EQs in ways I did not anticipate. And I stripped it out, and well, everything got a lot more clearer, and there's no attempt to remedy aliasing in it now. So technically what you could do if you really wanted to do an aliasing control version of ConsoleMC, you'd want to be using ConsoleMD, and nothing stopping you from 2x or 4x oversampling it now. It'll just work the way that I intended to work, running at the native sample rates. And there's nothing in there to mess with doing it that way. So, side bonus, I guess, if that's the kind of thing that you like to do, well, this just happens to have fallen into a state where now it's almost like it's designed to do that, although I personally will still be running it at 96K straight up. That works pretty well for me. But, yeah, and it doesn't have the SubTight stuff in it anymore. So it just became the bass monster. And what you will hear in this little track, that is, I didn't have time to remix it, so that's basically just the previous one, but rerun with just about no changes whatsoever. I think I pulled back the extreme lows on the bass guitar and the drum kit because they were completely crazy. And they're still completely crazy. And there's too much lows on the guitar. And, I had to edit this back together again from the bits that I make the track out of. And I'm super ConsoleMD for done. I am so done. And when I finish making this video, I will upload it, and I'm going to be uploading ConsoleMD for you to have. And I'm going to bed. But I'll get up tomorrow and I will have recovered from whatever the heck that was that ConsoleMC was. And you can still use ConsoleMC if you want, but ConsoleMD is probably the one people will understand and appreciate a little bit more. If you want a really aggressive, abrasive, and bright retro old school kind of feel that doesn't have a lot of lows to it, you could still use ConsoleMC for that. Who knows? Maybe it will come in handy. That's the way that I originally voiced it and designed it. ConsoleMD will be a little bit more CPU friendly even, because bits of it that weren't very heavy bits of it, but bits of it were simply stripped out in order to get the overall response flat and compensate for the problems I was having with it. So on that note, I am going to be quiet for a moment, and we're going to take a little twisted wave here, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time, but without the fancy graphics. I am just going to play the track, and this is what ConsoleMD sounds like. But you can just switch off now, because you've already heard the song, right? Unless you want to hear the super crazy reggae tone, which is way deeper and stuff. But I hope that ConsoleMD works out for you. And MD is for done, and I'm super done. And anyway, here's Rise through ConsoleMD.
Yeah. Take unto the air. Did you want your very soul to fly? All our fancies painted full and fair, life revealed unto thy open eye. Did the story turn to doubt and pain? Tell me who's the true love I have found, body cold and bound in soul and chains, spirit broken, splayed across the ground. This isn't the sight I wanted to see. My baby, you got to rise for me. This isn't the sight I wanted to see. My baby, you got to rise for me. This isn't the sight I wanted to see. My baby, you got to rise for me. This isn't the sight I wanted to see. My baby, you got to rise for me. Surely it's a little bit unfair. Ask the dead of heart to walk and live. Ask too much from one who cannot dare. Such demands are hard things to forgive. This alone I'll call on you to do. Cast aside a lifetime's vicious lies. Everything's returning unto you.